Hey everybody, welcome to Mighty Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and we are taking the Dubious challenge. And this hand is a hand that can do it. I've been looking forward to taking the challenge for some time, and this deck is going to be a sweet way to go about it, that's for sure. Alright, this hand can actually just fetch a basic here, which is pretty nice. Get our forest, get our bird. Okay, I would love to take the challenge on turn 3 here. Or turn 2 if we draw Simian Spirit Guide off the top. Oh, our opponent playing this Living End, perhaps? Or just Grixis Death Shadow? Grixis Death Shadow it is. Alright, here we go. Tier 1 matchup. Ooh, I like it. Okay, this actually looks like we might get to take the challenge on turn 4. He's got Lightning Bolt, obviously. Or not. He's got Thought Scour. Okay, so we're playing against Grixis Death Shadow. And unless he has a discard spell right here, we're actually going to try to take the challenge. Of course, for those who don't know, the challenge is actually it's all in our hand. You look at the top 10, and you reveal up to 2 creature cards. You want to reveal an Emrakul the Aeon's Horn and a Glimmerpoint Stag, or a Flicker Wisp, so that whatever they do, you get the Emrakul. If they take Emrakul, you flicker it with the flicker effect and get it back, and if they take the other card, you get the Emrakul. Obviously, that's the goal here. So, all right, so we want our opponent to do anything other than Thoughtseize us. Okay, well, that was pretty busted. So there goes the challenge. So unlucky. Unlucky. We also have Through the Breach, and the really cool innovation in this deck is it has Devoted Druid Vizier of Remedies, which allows you to then just have infinite mana to cast Emrakul. Excuse me. Well, that's too bad. We were so close to getting there. Opponent didn't want us to take the challenge. Just not fair. Alright, well, I guess we'll go ahead and just play out our Glimmerpoint Stag. Get on the old beatdown plan, I guess. We're actually, okay, though. I mean, obviously we're behind because he wrecked us with Collective Brutality, because that's what Collective Brutality does. But we still have lots of good draws here. We can actually Horizon Canopy at some point here, depending on what we draw. But we can also just draw Dubious Challenge, or at this point, Through the Breach off the top, and just kill him. So there's actually still a lot going for us. But we could also just have a Giant Death Shadow. That would be bad. We shall see. He's thinking it over. Alright, taking his life down to 10. It's only Fatal Push on our Glimmerpoint. You know what? That's fine. Alright, Woodfall Prime is not exactly what we wanted to draw, and by that I mean basically the worst, one of the 6 worst draws in the deck. Okay, so this is fine though. So we've got all of our lands. We have outs. That's the important thing here. We're against the best deck in the format. We're playing Dubious Challenge. He had the Collective Brutality blowout, but we still have lots of outs. And 18 life. So once he plays a beater, especially if it's just like a Gurmag Angler, we have several turns from that. He's going to Snapcaster push us, or he's going to Snapcaster Inquisition? Or Snapcaster Brutality? Snapcaster Thoughtscour, I guess that's an option too. Just trying to find a threat. Yeah, Sam was sweet for messing us up, but he doesn't have a threat. You know what? Inquisition away, friend. Unlucky. Okay, well, here we go. Let's see what we can find. Okay, well, now we want to draw a land. Oh my gosh, I'm so good at this game. All right, Grixis Death Shadow. Are you the best deck in the format? Oh, it's dubious. It's dubious. Challenge accepted. All right, that's game one, anyways. I can't imagine games 2 and 3 are good for us, but we got game one at least. So we did it. All right, we get these ley lines in here. I actually kind of like these Hornet Queens too, to be honest. Blood Moon, pretty good. So basically, our entire sideboard's good against them. All right, what do we want to do here? Simian Spirit Guides seem like a no-no. They're not going to do much. That's a start. Through the Breaches do seem pretty important. The challenge seems important. Basically, all of it seems good. We have to cut something, though. I'll cut this one. I don't suspect I'm going to be able to keep infinite colors going on. Woodfall Primus seems whatever here. Woodfall Primus obviously exists to kill the ley lines, so we don't have to worry about white ley lines from him. I'll just play one Hornet Queen as the replay. That's still fine. We still have 6 hits off of it. And we're going to see 10 cards out of our deck, so that math works out. Okay, we still got to cut 2, though. Maybe I cut, like, a Vizier of Remedies and a Devoted Druid? Because the game's, like, we're unlikely to just turbo stuff out here. Like, it's just going to kill our creatures anyways. We just need to hit lands. Oh, well, this hand's pretty bad, but it does have a ley line. This hand's really bad, though. It's like, this can't be worth it, right? The problem is he's going to keep so many discard spells, and just shutting them down is so good. And then trying to draw our way into something? I'm going to mulligan. Okay, well, I guess I am keeping this one. Sure. I'll put this one in play. You know what? I'll put this one to play, too. Got him. It's still pretty bad, right? mold to 5 because there are 2 of them. But maybe he molded to 5 too because he has 2 discard spells over there. I mean, he almost certainly did have discard spells because that's exactly what he wants against us is discard. So we will fetch out the Stomping Ground at the end of the turn here. Then we'll play the Druid. The Druid's probably just going to die, but I mean, yeah, we do have to fetch a Stomping Ground, but it could definitely be awkward if we Blood Moon and then he just like bolts our Devoted Druid. He also might just Death Shadow us. Not worry about Thought Seizing. Okay, well, he's clearly got Fatal Push, but may as well test it. We might have Thought Scour instead, you know. Okay, look at it. Apparently he just had nothing there. Like, surely he has removal for Druid, though. I'm not just going to get a slam this Blood Moon and get away with it, am I? That would be incredible. And, like, actually maybe not even that great for us, but it would be worse for him, I think. Because his deck runs not very many basics, and he always wants to shock himself down. Depends what he does with this turn, though. There's a lot of stuff that could happen here that would make it, like, pretty bad for us, the Blood Moon. Hey, if he just plays a giant Gurmag Angler, which I wouldn't be surprised. It's always a 5/5. If he plays a Gurmag Angler or a giant Death Shadow. Maybe he just has 6 Thoughtseizes in his hand. You know what I mean. He could certainly have some number of, like, you could have like 3 probably between Inquisition, Thoughtseize, and Collective Brutality. Although if he had Brutality, he'd probably kill us anyways. Also, we could just, you know, rip one of the Vizier of Remedies off the top and just have infinite mana. It's a thing. Nope, Kolagon's command. But he can't make his discard. That wasn't so bad. Well, there's a land. I could play Blood Moon. I could play Blood Moon, leave him with very little to nothing to do. But we would also have nothing to do except try to draw lands and through the breaches. You know what? I'm actually going to go for it, though, because here's the thing. Our hand is terrible, right? Uh, so, like, this Blood Moon could easily backfire, right? But he has 6 cards in his hand. They're almost certainly good. Whereas one of our cards is just straight uncastable, and the other we need a land. And if we get it, it's not that good. So we're just going to play this, and it could very easily wreck us. But say, even if we're in this situation where all any of us have a red mana, we at least have the ability to draw through the breach and win, which he does not. So there's still a lot. There's still a lot to like here. Okay, obviously we draw that. There's just no way though. Like the one opportunity I had to do anything here was fetch a forest. And that just wasn't working. I think we're both just going to get locked under this Blood Moon. But that's fine. Like I said, I think that this draw go game's better for us. Well, not if he just rips that off the top. Comes the Angler. Okay, well, the odds were in our favor, but, the odds were very much in our favor, because we actually have, like, two... I think we probably play more basics than him. Yeah, unlucky. Right decision, but unlucky. Force off the top? Imagine force off the top, and we just Dubious challenged. Alright, we'll take 11 and get bolted and die here, I think. Okay. Well, we made the right decision. It did not work out, but I would make that decision every day. Okay. Still like the plan. The Blood Moons are worse now that he knows about them. But I still like the plan. We could have very easily just drawn through the breach there and won. Just putting Hornet Queen into play would have won the game. Even on that last turn, we were actually live to draw through the breach. I think. I don't know if we had the mana or not. He probably plays like one swamp, one island, one mountain max. So at max, we had the same number of basics left in our decks. But in terms of just spells you can cast with red mana, we can cast through the breach with red mana, and he does not have anything that wins the game like that. So it was definitely advantageous for us to play that draw go game. Sometimes you play the odds and they don't work out. Also, our hand wasn't doing it. We would have just died to those same cards he cast. Anyway, so. Okay, I'm keeping this one. It's got a Dubious challenge that we only need one more land for. It's got an Emrakul if we draw through the breach. It's got a Devoted Druid I'm sure he'll kill, but he mulliganed to 6 as well. Sweet, I like it. Hopefully we blanked some cards in his hand. This is actually a pretty decent opening hand for us, to be honest. Okay, shocking himself anyways. Serum Visions, okay, that's fine. So we'll play Devoted Druid, and if we get on tap with Devoted Druid, we get to take the challenge. And if we don't untap with Devoted Druid, if we hit a land, we get to take the challenge sometime thereafter. It's unlikely we'll untap with Devoted Druid, but you never know. He went bottom top with his ooh, look at that. Don't even have to give him a life. Although giving him a life is actually kind of sweet tech against that Shadow, right? Maybe he'll play a 1/1 Death Shadow and we'll just get him. Also, though, this is 4 lands now for our Dubious challenge. So if we untap with Devoted Druid, we can draw Vizier of Remedies and just cast Emrakul, or we can take the challenge and hopefully, have good stuff happen as a result of that. So lots of good opportunities here. Depends on what he chooses to do. I wouldn't think he'd let us untap with Devoted Druid. It's way too dangerous, I think, to just, because you just could always die if that happens, right? Unless he would be holding up Fatal Push for the Vizier or something, if that's the route you choose to go. But even that doesn't really work. So I think we're going to lose our Druid here. But the upside, if we don't, is very high. Okay, yeah, he's been pushed. That's fine. Flicker Wisp, huh? Okay, whatever. So he's got 5 cards in hand. We lost our Druid. Actually, drawing Flicker Wisp was pretty bad because it's one less card we can hit with our to flicker our cool or whatever. He's got the Thought Scour. But he needs something really good here. He needs like Gurmag Angler plus Stubborn Denial. I mean, I guess Stubborn Denial would just get us period. Gosh, maybe he'll play a 1/1 Death Shadow here, and we'll play Grove of the Burn Willows and just get him. That'd be great. I've never had that feeling before. Nope. He's got the fetch, so that won't happen. That is why we held the Grove of the Burn Willows as our last card. Just, small chance there. Oh, there's the Angler. Oh, okay, there's the Death Shadow. Oh my gosh, it is a 1/1. Oh my gosh, I think this works. Because we have priority. And this is a mana ability, I think. I don't think it uses this. No, let me remember. I don't remember if this uses stack or not. It doesn't matter because either way we have to do it. Oh my gosh, it doesn't use the stack. That's beautiful. Oh, we did it. The dream has been lived. That's incredible. And we get to take the challenge at the same time? I don't even care if he has Stubborn Denial now. Don't even care if he has it. We got to kill a Death Shadow with a land. Ooh, okay. This is not ideal. In fact, it's actually pretty bad, right? So we do not want to give him Hornet Queen. That is true. So I guess it's Devoted Druid and Flicker Wisp. It's either 2 Flicker Wisps, and we get both Flicker Wisps. I mean, actually Hornet Queen's fine, right? We just trade insects, but then we have Flicker Wisp in our hand. We don't have another white mana though. But that's fine. We'll just trade. We'll just have insects, and because he has Gurmag Angler, it's better for us. Because the end result is him having 1/1/1. If you play, yeah, this is fine. All right, so we killed Death Shadow with a land. That felt pretty good. Now we get to take the challenge, and while we don't get the free win off of it, we do get to stall the board out in a way that's very difficult for his deck to actually deal with, because he's all about these big creatures, and we have a bunch of Death Touch insects. So he has Death Touch insects, but so do we. Although I guess we actually ran a risk. Say he had a removal spell there, he could remove the Hornet Queen. He kept the Death Touch insects for himself. But we actually get to then flick. If we draw a white source, we get to flicker the Hornet Queen and get more Death Touch insects. He also has all these draws that are bad for him, where he can draw discard and just get wrecked by the ley line. So he has a lot of dead draws. Okay, so actual Hornet Queen is down, but that just means like the board is actually at parity, except we have 10 more life than him. And I mean, he has 3 cards in hand, and they're probably better than our 3 cards, given that we have Emrakul's and an uncastable Flicker Wisp. But still, we could also hit land through the breach at some point. I would have preferred to have an Emrakul than a Hornet Queen, but I'll take it. So I'm going to trade 1 here. Don't mind taking a little bit of damage, but we have to keep the Gurmag. Like, we don't want to get bolted and lose our ability to kill Gurmag Angler. Okay. Well, there is land number 5, which is key because it now means that Through the Breach is a live draw off the top of our deck. So we have 4 draws that win us the game, barring Stubborn Denial. They would win, right? Because this thing has Trample somehow? Oh, it doesn't actually. Actually wouldn't even win us the game because he'd kill it with a Death Touch Insect. It's still Sec 6. I mean, it would really probably win us the game, but still. Yeah, he wants to come in with 2 of them? I'll block 1. If he has 2 removal spells, that'd be pretty good, huh? Just not going to block. 17 doesn't matter. Yeah, he's got 2 cards in hand. Oh, man. I've gotten pretty good at that, though. Okay, well, let's go ahead and play our Flicker Wisp here. Gotten real solid at drawing Emrakul's. That Through the Breach is going to get him. Right, so we get to get rid of his insect here. I don't want to attack. Maybe it was correct to attack there. I don't know. Maybe it probably was. It probably should have done that pre-combat and then just got in with everything. It was probably a slight misplay. I was just in defense. I was just feeling like I was in defensive mode here. But we actually just have the beatdown going on, so I should have done that. All right, well, there's the bull. He did have 1. So now he has 2 cards in hand. 3 Emrakul's in hand. Man, you do live and die by the Emrakul. Snapcast. See, this is why we were playing defensive, to be fair. Because now he's going to Snapcast or bolt our other Flicker Wisp. Oh, he targeted Serum Visions. Interesting. Okay. That makes sense, I guess. I mean, he has the insects to keep us from getting here with this, so trying to set up ways to actually win the game is pretty important for him. But we can draw Dubious Challenge, take the challenge again. We can draw Through the Breach and win, like that. See if it works. Oh my god, it worked. I'm going to get in there with the team here. Because he can block the Emrakul with 1 insect and not die, but it's the Annihilator 6 here that really matters. And I think after he annihilates 6, there's no way he can kill us on a crackback, so. Sure. Snapcaster to sack to Annihilator, that doesn't matter. He could sack 5 lands and an insect and get back at us for 11. Might have been a better plan for him, I don't know. Now he's going to block the Emrakul. Well, he has to block the Emrakul, I guess. So blocks the Emrakul and the Flicker Wisp and takes 3, or just blocks the Emrakul. And, yep, okay. All right, he's down to 5. Now, this is actually kind of good. We get to shuffle stuff back in that are good draws for us. There's a Death Shadow, huh? It's pretty big. But it's not lethal. So, okay, I guess we'll play this. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna go for lethal. This would make the Death Shadow an 11/11, but that doesn't kill us unless it's like, well, I guess we can attack for 2. That puts him dead next turn. Yeah, this is fine. This is probably better because it means we can next turn choose to go for lethal, but also keep him from attacking us this turn. So this game's not over yet. We attacked with Emrakul, but it's not over. He had the 1/1 flying Death Touch Insect, because that's a normal thing in Modern for you to attack with an Emrakul and have it killed by a flying Death Touch Insect. Alright, so he's going to terminate that one. Hit us for 10. Put us down to 7. That's fine. It does mean that I can't attack him, though. So we're actually back to a stalemate here. He's got one card in hand, which I hope is a discard spell, and I hope he draws some more discard spells. He might have boarded him out after seeing... Now, if he has, like, Fatal Push Bolt, though, we do die. That attack was maybe a little greedy, but if he just had blanks, it would have meant that we could have tried to present lethal. But maybe I should just continue to play defensive. Okay, so he doesn't have lethal this turn. And he actually can't really fetch. We kill him. A lot of cards. Okay. A double block, right? This is such a weird attack. If it's Teamer Battle Rage, we're dead regardless. If he has Bolt, he's just trying, he's going to bolt our guy so nothing changes. But if we double block, we get the Death Shadow off the table. Regardless still. But if he has Death Shadow in hand and we double blocked, it wouldn't work. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, sure, we trade an Insect for a Death Shadow. I like it. I guess we get on in there. If it's like Snapcast or Bolt, that's what it is. It might be the way this game's going, the way he's thinking over there. He's drawing really well in these last several turns here. Like the fact that he only has one card in hand, which may or may not be dead. Now he may have just boarded out all the Thoughtseizes and then didn't even have those dead draws. That's a real thing, but down to 2. He's actually fetching down to 1 here, so this is real aggressive. So he's actually dead to our Insect. So he probably just has nothing in hand and needed to draw a removal spell for the Insect, maybe? Okay, well, we're going to get the opportunity to win. How are we going to do it? I don't think we're going to do it, but we might. We're being slow rolled. Okay. Kolaghan's Command, buyback Death Shadow. Wow. That was the perfect one. Alright, well, here's our Devoted Druid. Did I give him any life with this? I didn't have to. I don't think I did. I think the only life he ever got was when we killed a Death Shadow with. We could also, but now we've upped our number of outs. We have 4 through the breaches. We've now added some number of Vizier of Remedies that win. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, well, we're not going to cast Emrakul, but all right. This is going to be so disappointing if we lose this game. But we have several turns. Okay, we still have several turns. Come on, deck. There's so many cards that win the game for us here. Oh my gosh, and he drew Snapcaster? This isn't fair. Okay, well, we might die now. We're down to like 1 draw step. These are pretty insane. He had to have Kolaghan's Command, then he drew into Snapcaster, and we've drawn like land, Devoted Druid, birds, Emrakul, Emrakul. Alright, well, this might be our last turn. Okay. It's a magic card. Oh my gosh, this is not fair. Just not even playing the same game as him. does have remains in the deck. Interesting. Okay. I think we're dead. And now we're dead to bolts even, so it's just over. Man, that is frustrating. It just felt like we weren't playing the same game when it came to top decks. We drew at least 10 blanks in a row. Like literally 10 blanks in a row, I think. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, that's magic. For what it's worth, we were literally on the verge, as close as you could possibly be. You know what? I might have messed it up that turn that I didn't attack with the 3 earlier in the game. I mean, we would have got like cracked back for a decent amount on it, so it would have been punished a little bit. I'm not sure I would have made later, but maybe that was the difference between that 1 point or not. I'm not sure. It was a really aggressive line to take, but it might have been right. Okay, well. Yeah, I think it might have been worth 1 point of damage. But so there you go. Maybe we were supposed to beat Grixis Test Shadow, the best deck in the format, with our Dubious Challenge deck. But if not, if nothing else, if we didn't top deck terribly, we still could have won. So either way, that was a sweet match. So good games, good games. I think, yeah, there's a lot to learn from that one. So well played.